Let's go, my name's Dan Giesing, and welcome to our first look at Void Destroyer 2. What is Void Destroyer 2? Void Destroyer 2 is an interesting blend of genres. I'd like to classify it as a space sim mixed with a little bit of RTS, but it's more of a tactical space sim than an action-based space sim. But I will say this was a surprise for me. This just came out in early access, and it was developed by one individual. So one guy has created this game. He did a Kickstarter for Void Destroyer 1. I think it was fairly successful in terms of getting it published or getting it out and released. And so this is the second game, or his second game he's creating. And I had a chance to play a little bit of this before I did the first look at, because I wanted to get a feel for it, and learned a little bit of lessons after the last first look at I did. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. Oort Cloud, edge of the solar system. As you can see right away, it's got a really unique graphical style. It feels like a Borderlands, except it's in space, which is pretty amazing. So right now, you know, one of the interesting things about this game is there's a lot going on. So let's start with this. It's got elements of a privateer that I really like, and it's fresh. But let's jump into this. All right, so here we go. So this is Hammond. Hey Taz, how do we work this thing?
Taz.
We just tell what to do. Let's try something easy. Hey Stub, so we're the Stub. Go to the position marked on your HUD. So this is the early tutorial. So in the upper right hand corner, it says go to the marked position. You see that green arrow on the right. So I'm actually using a mouse because there are a lot of commands for this, but you could use this. This is designed to be played with, you can use a gamepad or a controller, or I assume a joystick as well. So here we go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to this beacon here. I'm using WASD to thrust forward, backwards, left, and right. There we go. Alright, so I like the tutorial. That it eases you in a little bit, but here we go. Damn, it actually did it. So he's talking about us, the Stub. Taz, didn't I tell you? I want to try making another point. Stub, go. Alright, so here we go. So there's another point for us to hit. One of the cool things here when you target things, look at it. It gives the actual target to the left of your HUD, which I think is really cool. I mean, just there's a lot of little details in this that, you know, started to draw me in when I played it. So here we go. Let's go to this new location, and right now I'm hitting the equals key, which you can see there's two numbers right there in the right of our screen. There's the top one and the bottom one. The bottom one is the speed that we're setting it at. The top one is the speed that we're actually going to. So here we go. We hit our second mark here, and here we go. Damn, what else can it do? How about this? Dumping some debris, Stub, destroy. So here we go. We're going to go destroy some debris that they've released. So here's our targets here. So there's 3 of them. We're going to cut our engines here a little bit because we're going a little out of control. So let's go ahead and target this first debris right here. We left click on that. I don't know. It's cool. This is just, it's very different. This is something unique that I haven't played anything like this, so I'm pretty excited, and it's just amazing to me. And I know we're just 3 minutes into it, that it's developed by one individual, but here we go. So there's a couple numbers here. The first number there tells you how far we are away from it. The second number is how fast we're traveling towards it, and if it's a negative number, that means it's further away. And then the bottom numbers is actually its whole percentage or its health. So let's go ahead and destroy this thing. There we go. Actually, I turned down some of the sounds here, so let's go ahead and let's turn our sound effects, should be up. Let's turn this music down a little bit. So there's actually some decent sound effects, but for whatever reason we're not hearing them. Like I said, this is in early access, but nonetheless, damn. Double damn. We could have this thing mining ore non-stop or doing transport runs. We'll be rich. You're thinking small again. How about shaking down miners and stealing cargo pods? Alright. Let's say we take him, her, whatever. Won't they notice? We'll just say we were attacked and dumped the pod. Like they say, company policy. Nobody's going to care about a missing stub. Where's that missing stub? Right. Hold up. I'm getting something in the scanner. Looks like some dumb transport ship. Let's have some fun. Stub intercept. So he's instructing us, good old Taz, to go intercept this ship here. I want to make sure you guys can. Alright, you can hear some of the thrustage. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and intercept the ship. Let's go ahead and lock on to Jeb T. Jebediah, and I'm using some afterburner here, and let's go ahead and rise up a little bit. So there are vertical thrusters here. We are getting a little bit close to it. I think we got to get very close to it. There are a few other modes here in terms of views. So here's like a full cockpit mode, third person mode, and then there's a camera mode here. There we go. So just to look at it, man, that's a beaut. All right, anyways, let's go back to our first person mode, and let's go get closer to Jebediah T. So right now we're going to increase our general speed here with the equals button. And then while we're doing that, we're going to use our afterburns. Maybe that 52 meters per second isn't... That's the rate that they're traveling at. Okay, I think that's how that works. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get close to this individual. You can see when we get close to it, we'll be able to attack it. You'll see orange indicators say that we can start firing on it. But we got to get close to this thing. Alright, there we go. Hurry up next time. Hey, Taz. Chill out, man. I see you with that chest there. Alright. What do we got here? Okay, here's how we're going to play it. We'll shoot it up a bit, then demand ransom.
Nice.
Alright, stub. Attack 2-5. Comms jammed. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take some shots here at this guy. For whatever reason... Hang in there. For whatever reason... The sound effects aren't as loud as they normally are. Alright, I don't know what this is. Pluton. It's got a dude with a face. Or a mask. Unless that is his face. Hey, kiddo. I don't normally do this, but I have a feeling about you. You are free. Leave. Go to the nearest base. Be anything you want. But remember, make Papa proud. Alright. So this concludes the tutorial aspect. But now this introduces another sort of gameplay mechanic or another layer to the game that's fairly interesting. So we're actually going to go opposite of Jeb, and we know we're going opposite of Jeb because look at that. Since we have him targeted, we're going the opposite way. But when you hit Shift Enter, okay, it brings us to a map overview. So instead of maybe like in a Wing Commander where you set a waypoint and you hit autopilot, this is a very vast map. But right now, what we need to do is we're going to do Missions Beginnings Part 1. So it's telling us to go towards this deal right here. So right click to initiate. And there we go. So we're going to send our ship right now to this, whatever that is. And I know what that is. Actually, we need to reset our deal here. And here we go. So we're coming in quick. So this is an open sandbox game. So in terms of every playthrough is going to be a little bit different from my understanding. And what you decide to do with it is different. But anyways, so we did a little fast travel here. And as we get closer, it drops us into that area. So what we have here, we have a nice little spaceport. A civilian outpost, excuse me. And we're going to slide into the DMs here. Sam, this is Civilian Outpost 01, and this gives you a little backstory as to what the heck we are. Unidentified craft, state your intentions. I repeat, state your intentions. Comms terminated, okay? Well, we're not able to talk to you, ma'am. So we're going to continue to blaze forward in this. Sam, hello, are your comms open? They are not. So let's rise up over this thing, get a nice little view of the space station. Open the comms, Shift C. Alright, so we can open the comms. So we're initiating the communication with them. Hello? Sam, I was just about to alert the station security. Actually, your ship doesn't seem to be registered. Care to explain that? I don't know. What do you mean you don't? Oh, great, another one. What? Tell me if this sounds familiar. You woke up on a ship, you have no idea who, what, or where you are. And some idiots were telling you what to do. Yes, can you help me? Another one. You're a stub. You are beyond help. Listen, I don't have time or patience to explain it to you. You have no memory. It's the result of your conversion. It's normal. I'm going to register your ship, and you'll get 487 credits. Thank you, ma'am. Standard procedure. This may not make a lot of sense, but there was a war, and you were meant to be a part of it. Normally, you're kind of rehabbed at Shangri-La. Shangri-La is a base with TCF medical facilities. TCF is the local peacekeeping force. They don't want a bunch of amnesiac cyborgs with military-grade gear stumbling around. But there's people and groups that do, usually not of good variety. You can be sure that people try to take advantage of you or just kill you. What do I do? You have two choices. Head to Shangri-La, get put on ice. Sooner or later, they'll defrost you, put you through rehab, and give you a job. You'll be scrubbing vents in no time. What's the other choice? Do anything else. Start with docking at this base, pick up some missions, upgrade that piece of junk, and buy a better ship. Sounds like my kind of game, boys. And spend some time in the simulator. But for us, we're just going to go ahead and... Look at that. Hermes. We're going to go ahead and carefully... There's another ship rolling out here. We're going to carefully dock here. So let's slide We gotta go south. Whoa, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay, nice and easy. It did take me a little while to get used to the controls here because I am using, like I said, all mouse and keyboard. But let's go ahead and... Here's the dock. Thruster in. And here we go. Civilian Outpost 01. So we have a couple options here. You should see our ship propagate here in a second. There it is. Pretty simple. But like I said, the art style, it works. It uniquely works for this tactical space environment. So here's our current ship. Lots of different things we can upgrade. Engineering, propulsion, other stuff. Okay, so we can... Pretty skybox, we can change that stuff. Be honest, that's just for kicks and gigs. But nonetheless, so we can undock commerce. So these are commerce ships that you can hire. So if we had... So right now we only have 487 credits. But if we wanted to add these to our fleet, we could hire them for 1,000. We don't have that, unfortunately. But look at all these ships, boys. Alright, and then we could purchase a new ship. Let's take a look at the... Let's go... there's a Mosquito for 10,000. I mean, just all sorts of just... Let's look at the big one. This is 3.2 million. It's a frigate. A civilian combat frigate. Mission rank required 6. Alright, so speaking of missions, there's some missions we can look at. Simulator. But let's go to the missions here. Alright, so the first mission we'll do, destroying debris. We'll get a payment of 1,087 credits. We're going to... Ooh. I didn't know you could increase and decrease the difficulty. That's interesting. So, civilian faction max mission skill, novice. Success raises fax mission skill. No, we're going to actually increase the difficulty, which is actually a cool feature. I didn't notice that the first time I was dinking around with this. Alright, so we have our first mission. Let's go ahead and undock. And let's go get this thing done. I don't know, man. There's something about the cel-shaded art style that uniquely works for this game. It's really enjoyable and refreshing. In a world where, you know, hey, we're pushing the 3D limits of graphics. This just, it seems to work, and it's really enjoyable. But, alright, for all intents and purposes, we've got to get outside this, essentially, white net to activate our... You know, I don't want to call it our warp drive, but to be able to get to the overworld. So right there it tells you, hey, we're almost there. Let's go ahead and increase our speed. And then once you get 5,000 meters away from that space station, then we can essentially go into our autopilot type mode. There we go. And here we go, boys. Alright, so next up, we could decide to stray away from our mission here and take a look at what's going on here. Roach M, an incoming main ship, but we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is we're going to go ahead this way. Because, see, I don't want to, hopefully, we want to get away from this. So if we pull ourselves near that red ring, it'll pull us back into space. But for now, we need to go destroy this debris. So let's hopefully get out of this ring here, because we will speed up. There we go. And now, this could be interesting. We could police things. There's so many. It's just open-ended, much like a privateer, but in a different manner. So we're going to go lock on here. And we're going to go destroy some debris and earn some credits. Alright, so here's our first debris we need to light up. So it's just a simple mission to get started. Go ahead and lock on here. And then we do have a secondary weapon here. Ripskins. Alright, so that's 41% hull. Let's get a little bit closer here. Part of this game is understanding and working with the maneuvering. For me, it just seemed a little bit easier because there's a lot of different commands, and rather than set up my HOTAS, I'm playing with the keyboard and mouse, and it seems to work pretty well once you get the hang of it. Let's go ahead and increase our speed, though, because this thing's getting a little bit further away from us than we'd like. So we're going to increase our speed here to as much as possible. So it's getting away from us here. So one of the things that I would imagine it gets interesting is your different style of ships and different things you can upgrade, but we got to catch up here. So we're burning our afterburners here. We're out of juice there. You see that kind of golf swing mechanic there is our available afterburners, but we got to get closer to this bad boy here. So we're about 4,500 meters away. I think our gun range for this style of gun, I think we got to get under 2,000 meters to start lighting them up. But that's okay. We're getting there. Continue the thrustage. We're going about 600 meters a second. So here we go. Let's go ahead and roast it. Gotta be careful not to crash into it. Don't crash into it. No. Oh. Alright. Let's go ahead and rally back around here. And destroy it. We gotta stay close here though. So, you know, part of this is being able to maneuver your ship, but I haven't got to the part yet where you can add ships to your fleet and have them sort of auto-controlled, but that's an aspect of this game. Hopefully we'll get a chance to look at it here, but let's go ahead and we want to at least get this one mission done here. Get a little bit closer here, boys. Do some more afterburners. I'll probably, once we get about 1,000 meters, I'm going to set our engine speed to 0 right now. So engines to 0, boys. Roast them up. How we doing damage-wise? Not so hot. So we did increase the difficulty here on this one. I don't know if it maybe increased the hull, but I don't understand. The one thing I don't understand is they're gaining a lot of speed away from us. I wonder if there's a way to set your speed to match the speed of whatever you are trying to hunt down. Which for us is this green debris. Looks like part Lego block, part Connect block. But while we're doing this, let's go ahead and see if we can zoom in here. How far away is it? Use some afterburners here, boys. Hang in here. Get a little third-person action. So wait for that afterburner. Here you get a good look at our afterburners here. And I imagine you could probably play this game from... Yeah, you can play from third person. And it works just as well. Actually, let's do a little third-person action here. It doesn't tell us the hull of this stuff. Don't crash into it. Let's cut our engines here for a second. No, didn't work for our favor. Alright, so hang in here. Typically it should be this difficult to destroy some debris, but for our purposes, can we lock on here? I guess red dot means we can still hit it. Let's go back to our HUD mode. Oh, we're not targeted here. That's a problem. Alright, so let's go back to... Alright, so now we're targeted here. That's at 13%. Let's finish this bad boy up here and stop dinking around here. Increase our speed. Set things. Hang in there. Are we able to hit it? Nope. Wait. Wait for those pips to hit us. Use some thrusters here. We could probably decrease our speed. Maybe not kill our speed altogether, but decrease it. Hang in there. Finish it off, boys. Finish it off. Finish it off. Reverse thrusters. No. We got him. All right. So picked up some rewards. 1630. All right. So now our total credits are there. Now what we'll do is we'll go back to our main map. I know that's a little painful from our gameplay standpoint, but let's go ahead and zoom out here. Is this the... Go back to the civilian outpost. And we'll go ahead and go there and redock. Good. So you can see how this is, you know, if anyone's played Privateer, which was, you know, called a spin-off of Wing Commander, that's an open sandbox game where you can do whatever the heck you want. You know, if you want to be a mercenary, be a mercenary. If you want to be a trader, be a trader. This has elements of that in a unique graphical style, and even, you know, the RTS aspect of this game that I haven't really seen yet. I think this game's got some serious promise, but let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and dock here. See if we can bring up any comms. You need something? Just pay her a compliment. Keep your chin high. You know it. All right. Request docking permission. All right, so we got our docking permission. It gives us our deal here. Let's go ahead and thrust. I would like to maybe do this in third person. Where's our third person? There we go. Let's see if we can pull this off here. So I'm using the W key to thrust forward. Let's go ahead and the E key descends. There we go. It should be good here. There's afterburner right in there. And there we go. Alright, so we got some additional credits. I think we're going to try and hire someone this time around and see if we can explore that mechanic and that aspect of the game. But in the meantime, let's see what other missions are available. Courier. Deliver encrypted data to base. Dock with base to complete and transfer and receive funds. Alright. Courier New Troy. Oh, distance. Okay, so that's a little bit further away. Destroy Debris. I believe we're beyond that. What if we increase the difficulty here? Ooh. Get a lot more cred. Street cred. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to accept this mission. But in the meantime, let's see if we can hire someone. For hire a gunship. How much is this guy? A transport. Oh, these are different than last time. A caterpillar. I wonder what happens if we do that. We hired him. Okay, so no owned ships in the hangar. Current ship. That's us. If we undock, is this guy gonna... I wonder how we control that individual we just hired now. Let's see if we can figure it out here as we cruise out. Courier. Go to destination. We'll get there. Don't worry about it. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to increase our speed here. And as we increase our speed, what is this thing right here? I don't know what that is. We need to essentially get outside the white fence to get in our... What now, boss? Oh, that's the girl we hired. Let's go, boys. Can we do comms? I wonder how we activate her. Alright, so now let's see if we have multiple ships we can control. Show fleet ships. No, I don't want to go to ship mode. I want to get out. I wonder how do we give her commands? Let's see if we can figure this out. Control mapping. Abilities? Nope. Tactical. Select command ship. Select current ship. All non-combat ships. F5. Alright, anyways. Maybe we can do it from here. So number one, we need to send our main guy out here. No, check that. We got to cover some distance out here. So here's this. Show fleet ships. Huh. How do we command this guy? Main ship command. I don't know. Let's go back to the overworld. Oh, maybe it's just chilling there, I guess. There's got to be some way to do it. No! Incoming, boys! Can we avoid them? Oh, they're chasing us! Oh, okay. So it's not better you than me. Can't let you deliver that data. Alright, so you want to try and intercept us to be the last days of your life here. Target is now Crow. So let's see if how well we maneuver here. Let's increase our speed. Coming in hot. Tired of living. I'm here to rescue you. Okay. Let's go ahead and charge our secondary weapon here. Not there yet. I wonder what this AI is going to be like. Oh, he's coming after us hot. Hang in there. It can't end like this. What's his status? Hang in here. Let's target him up. Where is he? He's firing at us. I don't... Normally you see some kind of arrows. There he is. I can't get... There he is. Hang in there. So we're going to aim at that lead pip, hopefully. So our hull's at 79%. Roast them up. Secondary weapons, boys. Finish him. Finish him. Secondary weapons. Alright, it's alright. Calm down. Calm down. He's at 33%. We're at 10%. Let's get a kill. Get one kill. Oh. I guess we're about to find out what happens when we die. Hint and tips. Alright. Exit the guide. Load the last save game. Wow, that's it. One kill and you're dead. You got to protect the fleet. So I think one of the interesting things here is how do we get this individual involved? Command. Main ship command. How do we command other ships? Game modes. Tactical mode guide. Holy cow. Camera control. Ship orders. Friendly ship. You can either left click, hold, and drag a ship. All right, let's see if we can do this, because they'll probably help us. How do we... Ship mode. Is this us? I think this is us. So that's not the ship we hired. Where's the ship that we hired? Unless we never actually got her out of the fleet. No. Another battle. Hang on a second here. I'd like to figure that out, unless we're not... Unless we don't have it properly squatted up here. So if we go tactical, ship, next ship, previous ship. I don't think we have our... We maybe never have set our fleet up. So what I'd like to do, real quick, is perhaps go back. I mean, we could... Can we zoom out of here? Enemy's too close. What I would like to do, let's do this. Let's go load. Load last saved. And let's see if we can just send our guy back to the base. Yeah, this way. They're going to try and outrun us here. Yeah, because that looks like that's where... Is this our squad? That's got to be her. She's following us. Get in there. No, they're coming in hot. That's our cat. Okay, here we go. Rejoin fleet. Yeah, what happens if we squat up here? So we found there's our fleet member. And how do we confirm that? There we go. I think we're in that that zone. So, anyways, that's just a transport ship. But somehow there's a way. Where's that? There's our caterpillar right here. The data you're delivering has some unfortunate facts. No. All right, let's at least get a kill here before we wrap things up. So, you know, I got a little bit to learn in terms of how to manage the rest of our fleet. Oh, that's security. That's actually not a bad strat here. Stormcrow's been destroyed. Alright, so we got credits for the bounty here. Where's our caterpillar? Anubis, Stormcrow's been destroyed. So, you know, I don't know. I think this game has a chance to be... It has some depth to it. And, you know, on a higher level, you know, I could see you building a fleet and essentially doing whatever the heck you want. So unlike Privateer where you controlled a ship, this game you can set yourself up in an RTS type deal where I could see you owning a large fleet. But anyways, I wanted to give you guys a first look at Void Destroyer 2. It is available right now in early access on Steam. I believe it's $14.99 American or US dollars. But this was kind of a hidden gem for me. If you've been wanting to play a game like a Privateer and we're looking for something a little bit different, we forgot to request our landing here. You know, it could itch that scratch. But if you guys enjoyed this video, clicking the like button helps out a great deal. And if you do enjoy, let's actually... Oh, we don't have it. Don't have it docked. If you guys do enjoy space games like Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, RimWorld, I'll request our docking. Thank you, ma'am. You know, subscribe to the channel because that's what we do here. But thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll see you guys next time.